Have you heard of Erno Laszlo? This is a skincare company. I have been curious how this would work on my rosacea. I wanted to talk to you today, barefaced, absolutely nothing on my skin, to let you guys see firsthand how my skin is doing with rosacea and dryness and the effects of one of the products that I'm currently using, but I'm stopping. Now, I'm feeling a little insecure. This is like the least done up that I have done a video so far, I think. I've even got the bra straps kicking, and this is not a look that I normally rock and roll with, but you know, I just got out of the shower, put my hair up. This is what I look like in the mornings, which was the perfect time to talk to you about my skin. So back in autumn, Influenster actually sent me some firming face mask, and I gave those to my oldest sister because I contacted Erno Laszlo. I asked them their opinion about somebody with rosacea using that product, and they told me no. They opted me in to another Erno Laszlo box, this time for the Firm and Lift Firmarine Lift Essence Lotion, which comes in this really sleek packaging. It looks so, that's the back. It looks so pretty and Instagram ready. I mean, it's like chrome top, which is just cheap plastic, but it looks nice, especially in photographs. The packaging is plastic, and the back just has like the most basic information. Where it's distributed, this is made in the USA, 12-month shelf life, yada yada. That's it. No ingredients are listed anywhere on here. So this is something where if you're going to need to go back and reference the ingredients, you'll either need to look online or keep the box. So what exactly is the Firmarine Lift Essence Lotion? It's a jelly-like consistency. It's very watery, it's very smooth. When you look at it, there's a lot of like bubbles inside, kind of how an aloe bottle has, but it doesn't have like any exfoliating micro beads or anything in it, which is good because that's terrible for the environment. It has in it botanical extracts, spirulina, which is like wheatgrass, and collagen. And all of this is meant to lift your facial skin and to prevent fine lines and wrinkles. This is according to their blurb. The base ingredients are water and glycerin. And then I just took note, like it had some chemistry sounding ingredients that I did not look up to see further what they are, but just looking through the ingredients that I recognize, I found some interesting ones that concern me, especially having sensitive skin and rosacea. The good ingredients that I had are spirulina, hyaluronic acid, which is supposed to be very hydrating. It's like a very in and trendy ingredient in skincare right now. It has aloe juice, and it has xylitol, which is a sugar substitute that's popular right now in the keto world. Xylitol is great for your teeth if you have like xylitol chewing gum. It's 0 calorie, which doesn't matter for my skincare. So I found it interesting that xylitol is used in the skincare. That's the end of the good ingredients. Again, with sensitivities and rosacea. It has lactic acid, which is an AHA, and I will get back to that just in a moment, which isn't necessarily a bad ingredient, but it may not be what we're looking for with rosacea. It has dimethicone in it, which is a silicone. And I'm not crazy about, you know, like if you're using a silicone-based primer and foundation, fine, but I don't tend to use that in my leave it on skincare routine. It has menthol in it, which is considered like a no-no for rosacea. It has acrylates copolymer, which I did not Google, and I'm sorry because that's bad research me, but to me, acrylates copolymer, both words imply plastics. Propylene glycol, which is a derivative of making petroleum fuel, It has added fragrance, like fragrance, parfum is actually listed as an ingredient on there. And I will never understand why skincare companies feel the need to actually add fragrance to, why? It's not good for anyone's skin, no one's, and it's so unnecessary. And then it has 2 colorants in it. It has a red and a blue colorant in it to make this lovely oceany color, which again is really friggin' unnecessary. It could be clear, it could be brown. If it does the job and it does it well, why does it need to look like the ocean? So according to Paula's Choice website, AHAs and BHAs are both chemical exfoliants that are often in chemical peels. Lactic acid is an AHA. It is a more gentle version of an AHA than glycolic acid is. However, BHAs are more gentle, and according to Paula's Choice, BHAs are better suited for people with rosacea and very sensitive skin than AHAs. AHAs are a little more aggressive. Some people argue that AHAs are too aggressive for anyone, but I personally know better because Stephanie Nicole swears by her use of different AHAs and BHAs, and she's got some great videos about skincare, and I will link that up in the cards here so that you can see firsthand. If you don't have rosacea and sensitive skin, this doesn't apply to you, or if you want to hear what her research is, because she's so thorough with research, like skincare is her passion. So here were my concerns. For the umpteenth time, let me say rosacea. As you can see, hopefully this video is showing it well, I've really got it under control right now, and we are at the very beginning of summer, so it could all go to hell in a matter of weeks. The heat, sunlight, I mean, there's like a lot of ways that summer exacerbates rosacea issues. What I've been doing for my rosacea is really working, and I have a video coming up on my current rosacea routine. It's really inexpensive, it's super easy, and it's been super fruitful for me. I've got that video coming up in just a couple weeks. With my skin at a really good place, it's a really good way of testing if this Erno Laszlo product is going to create a reaction. Now, the best way and only way to really test if this is going to impact the rosacea is probably to use it for about 2 months. And because I've heard of different products that some people use that it took like a month for the rosacea to flare up based on using that product. I'm coming to you after 1 week, and now I will explain why. Another one of my concerns in using this product right now, summer. When you are using AHAs or maybe even BHAs, but I know for a fact when you're using an AHA, you have to use like sunscreen, you have to make sure that your skin is not getting UV rays. Okay, according to AnnMarieGianni.com, who her whole jam is skincare also, she points out that lactic acid is an exfoliator that, while it exfoliates and removes the dulling skin cells, which is fantastic, that means that in the short term, it can really reduce the signs of sun damage. In the long run, it might create worse sun damage because people are slack and forget that their skin is super sensitive while they're using an AHA, and even for up to a week or 2 after you're finished using it, it will absorb even the smallest amount of UV rays, and that can create permanent damage down the road. I'll be honest, I don't use sunscreen very often if I'm actually in the lake or if I'm going out for a whole day to like work in the yard. I will lotion up my face then and parts of my body, but I tend not to do a lot of sunscreen. So this is kind of the wrong time of year. Reasons I would like to use something like this. I've never used an AHA or a BHA. I have not done so. I use physical exfoliators on my face, which sometimes can tear the skin a little bit and it can be problematic and not feel very good. It can actually create some damage. So you have to be careful with physical exfoliators also. I'm 38. I've always had dry skin. I just get a little oily in the T-zone, but just a tiny bit, not much. The rest of my face gets really dry. I mean, this is year round all the time, always has been. But now that I'm 38 and I started going through menopause around 29, I completely went through menopause by 34, 35. And unfortunately, just like the, stereotypes are, everything slows down. Your metabolism slows down, your skin rejuvenation, like the cellular rate with which your cells regrow, it's all slowed down. My body's ability to slough off dead skin has slowed down. And that means that, my skin gets a little duller, a little drier. And especially in the last year, I really could feel just kind of like the lumps and bumps of skin cells. So here's what I can say about it. It's sticky. I couldn't wear it when I first got up. I couldn't wash my face in the morning after my shower and put it on because it leaves a stickiness to it that... So at night, I get my Clarisonic out, I get my face wash, and then as soon as I was done with that, I would put on a little bit of my facial oil to hydrate my skin a little more, and after I let that set in for a minute, then I would apply some of this. No matter how thin I put it on or how thick I put it on, it was sticky. It doesn't dry down. I would wake up and my face would be still sticky. And then for the 1 week that I used it, if I had to go outside at all, I sunscreened up. Mostly I was just monitoring to see if my face would have any extra redness, itchiness, breakouts, anything in that regard. I was looking for a reaction that never came. Well, I was surprised not to have any type of rosacea reaction to it at all. I'm even more surprised to say I can feel a difference in my skin. It is smoother. You don't actually see the skin sloughing off, but it clearly has been. 1 week of using this and I am really pleased with it, and it makes me want to keep using it. I've stopped using it and now I stop to be really careful for the next 2 weeks about being out in the sun, about allowing sun to hit my face. And that's something I normally have to be careful of anyhow, but now I have to be ultra careful about it. I don't want to live my life constantly that nervous. Like, I already have anxiety. I do not need anxiety about checking my mailbox and getting sun on my face. But I really do like the results. But I am now going to put it in my medicine cabinet and hold on to it until late autumn, until after the beach trips are done, the lake trips are done, when I will be in the sun a lot less, when the sun is a lot less fierce out right now. It may be a great winter product when I'm also dry and flaky and having a hard time getting my skin to regenerate well. If you don't have rosacea and you keep your face covered constantly with hats and SPF, then you may want to go ahead and try this. It's at Sephora. Okay, currently I'm not finding this on the Sephora website. It's $68 on Neiman Marcus, which means it will probably be $68 on Sephora or wherever else. Be mindful when you're taking on a new skincare routine. You need to look into not only what it does, but what it might cause along the way. You need to look at some of the ingredients, and this is regardless of whether or not you have rosacea. And you need to be thinking ahead. You need to be looking at your life over the next number of weeks, maybe even a couple months, and decide if this is the right time for that kind of change in your skincare. Join the crew, hit subscribe, leave a comment below, let me know what your thoughts are, how you're finding magic in your life. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Ashley Sue. And I am just happy to be chatting with you. And if you live in North Carolina, I would love to actually meet up with you. I am looking for some other YouTubers, North Carolina YouTubers or Instagrammers to connect with locally. Stay sun safe, and I will see you guys later. We all sparkle. Remember that God made you with sparkle. I love you exactly how you are, and so does God. So